Hey everyone, it's CY Reloaded. Um, Came to record the intro on Wednesday, November 6th, currently the day after Election Day, and just say that I recorded the rest of this video, I think maybe a week and a half ago, but it's important to vote with your dollar and to boycott companies that don't align with your morals and your standards and views. And it's honestly important in a capitalist society, even if you don't make that much money, to be really intentional with your money. The reason I say that is because if you have financial worries, it can, of course, stress you out and cause you to work an incessant amount of hours, and you don't have as much time to build with your community, be around your loved ones, and do, things for yourself that make you feel better. So I think it's really a radical act as it currently stands, being in a capitalist society, to be really intentional with your dollars and make them go as far as possible so you can spend time doing what's necessary, working, but also have adequate time to, like I said, community build and just try to foster relationships where it could be mutual aid and support, just all the things that can make it possible that money doesn't have to run your life and your mind all the time. And that's like a huge part of my ethos with life and how I approach life. And I'm really thankful that I have that mindset because it's allowed me to be able to help others and enjoy my life and continue to do things to rejuvenate and restore myself in the midst of everything that goes on in my life that is stressful. I still make my life work for me, and one of the ways that I do that is by being really intentional with my money. And I hope that the tips that I shared throughout this video, and definitely look in the description down below, can help you all to get a little bit more of your power back. Sadly, as it stands, money is power. So yeah, stay tuned for the rest of the video. I hope you enjoy. Bye. First thing I'll say is for myself, I live below my means, and I think that's something that I've heard from, like, people around my age or just people in general. Is like they do things to live paycheck to paycheck and could tweak how they live or the things that they do so they could actually save money a bit more. And it's not like I'm exactly neglecting myself. I definitely do the things that I want to do, but there are certain things that I'm aware that technically I could do and have the money for, but I don't have the money for it. Like, technically I have the money, but I don't have it. That's how I view it. The money that's in my savings is not my money right now. So I live below my means. And yeah, just having that mindset all the time helps for when you really do need to have that money available, either for yourself or for your loved ones. I have no problem with like lending out money to people I know will give it back, and I know who need it. So yeah, low credit utilization and paying down my credit cards with cash back. So I actually realized that I should be doing that a few years ago. One of my friends was like, I don't pay with anything. I don't use my debit card to pay for anything. I use my credit card and I just pay it down. And his cards had cash back, and I have credit cards as well that have cash back for certain categories, whether it be restaurants. Usually it's a quarterly thing, so restaurants, groceries, etc. And yeah, so the money that accrues every month from the cash back, along with me paying down the cards, means I don't accrue any interest, and I actually pay less than if I would just use my debit card because I'm getting cash back. And I just put that on my statement. I don't put that in my bank account. So I use it to pay down my credit card. So if that is an option, or whenever that does become an option, if your credit isn't the greatest right now, you probably would have to wait, because I feel like cards that offer cash back, I won't say overall, but some of them do require a minimum credit score. But there are a lot of different cards that offer cash back. Maybe I'll put a link to that. There will be a lot of links in the description. So definitely check the description of this video, if no other video, this one. I currently technically don't have any subscriptions or streaming services that I pay for. Um, I I like wanted to make a playlist for somebody who was making a playlist for me on Spotify, and I didn't have Spotify before then. And ironically enough, they offered me like 2 months free when I did that. So technically, I have Spotify right now, but I'm canceling it before I get charged for it. Same with DoorDash. I think I did pay for it for 1 month, or like a lot of my credit cards have benefits where you get like other services, subscriptions. You might get them free for a little bit and have to start paying for them. I think that's what happened with DoorDash, but I'm also going to cancel that before I have to pay for it. Um, I I don't pay for movies and shows. I find them in other methods. And music, I use the Documents app. I know it's like, oh my God, there's so much work. I listen to this many songs, but I listen to like the same few hundred songs kind of over and over again. Um, so yeah, I just download them to my phone. So I don't pay for any streaming services or subscriptions on a regular basis. Um, if I really want to watch something or I'm hosting something or something like that, I may pay for it for that month, but it's not a consistent thing. Um, a little water. At the moment, I'm pretty sure I qualify for it because of my credit score. I have a premium savings account for my bank, so I get it started out at 4% interest. I'm pretty sure it fluctuates due to what the Fed makes the interest be nationally. I don't really know how that works, and I should know better. I think, but it currently stands at 3.5%. I would say how much I got back for that interest last month, but then somebody would do the math and know how much I have in my savings. But yeah, I have my money in a savings account. If you're in a position to have your money in a savings account, see if you can get like a premium yield or a higher interest savings account. So as your money just sits there, it can, accrue more interest. You can make more money on it just sitting there. Um, so I'm currently using down my toiletries, so my makeup, um, skincare, body care, all that type of stuff. But when I do, I go to shopmissay.com. Their stuff is between $1 and $5. If you're not really sensitive, skin wise, and you love makeup, I would definitely advocate for getting your things off of there, makeup and brushes. Um, CVS, I use coupons from CVS when I want to buy drugstore stuff, and that's usually foundation because I like to see in person the color to make sure it's the right color. And then TJ Maxx, Ross, places like that, I go for skincare. Like I said, if you want to do that, if you trust that, if you're like a loyal Ulta or Sephora, whatever person or whatever brands you like to use, I would say stay with that, but don't be scared to at least try to use more discounted or cheaper items and see what works for you. At the end of the day, you should be comparing ingredients. If ingredients are similar, like any skincare stuff, especially my face that I get from a TJ Maxx or something of that sort, I had checked that it's fragrance free. So yeah, I know it's not really good to advocate for it right now with me. I've had this rash forever. I'm not sure how to get rid of it, and I'm not really bothered by it. So, but my skin otherwise doing pretty good right now. Have a little pimple on my along that same line of toiletries, I shop at Dollar Tree for some of my toiletries, like my hand soap and antibacterial soap, things like that. And if you have certain things that you really like to use, like specifically when I think of like toilet paper, some people want to use a name brand toilet paper because it's a little bit, softer, and they just prefer that. That makes sense. But I would say definitely check out your nearest Dollar Tree to see if they have anything that could really save money because toiletries can really add up. And I will say that couponing is a lot of work. I don't really coupon like that. I could more, but I'd rather just go to Dollar Tree and supplement those type of things, especially for ibuprofen and things of that sort. Your over-the-counter medication you should be getting from a Dollar Tree. You should not be paying upwards of $10 to $15 for the exact same thing from a CVS. So yeah. Fetch rewards. This is one where I'm like, all right, it's a little bit labor intensive, and I don't know if the payoff's really that good, but it's something. You upload your receipts and you get points for it. The points take kind of a while to add up, and Like it used to be 10,000 points equal $10 for a gift card. Now it's like 12,000 points. I'm going to quickly move past that one. I'll still have it linked below, but Fetch Rewards, it could be a little more labor intensive than it's really worth. Unless you're looking at big ticket items and you wind up paying a lot of money, unless you're already purchasing those items just to get a few dollars back. Too Good to Go, that's something my friend put me on. It's just local restaurants. When they're towards their closing time, they will, earlier in the day, you'll purchase kind of like a mystery bag of things that didn't sell during the day. And that's a good way if you don't feel like cooking and you want food for a cheaper price, you could do Too Good to Go. And it helps with food waste. Getting a library card, your local library card, and then also the app Libby, where you can use that library card to access books digitally as well as audiobooks. I'm a big Libby fan. I know some people like to have physical books, but I'm perfectly fine with using a tablet or just my phone actually. So, and books can get expensive, so definitely, if nothing else, get a library card. Library cards can be used for a lot too. Um, Age. So, this is kind of like a philosophical thing, but not really. But, I'm 27. There are certain things that I've tried out and done already and spent money on and realized I didn't like it or only wanted to have that experience once. And I don't have to pay money to experience that again. So, just over time, you may wind up changing your spending habits just because you don't spend money on the things that you once did. And also, with age, I have a longer credit history, which helps my credit score. I took out my first student loan in 2015. It's when I first started going to college or did my first semester. Um, so that's been there. It's about to be 10 years. And then I got my first credit card in 2017 when I was 20. So those things help. The longevity of your credit history helps. So I would say if you think that you have the discipline, credit cards aren't as daunting as people make it seem, but I'm realizing I'm really responsible with money, so maybe that's why. But if you use them correctly, they work for you. So don't be overall scared of credit cards. Um, if you are low income, the Affordable Connectivity Plan, I think has a different name now, something that started during the pandemic under the Biden administration. And it lowers your phone bill and your utilities. If you get EBT, if you qualify to get EBT or food stamps, then that can be used to apply for the Affordable Connectivity Plan, and that'll lower your monthly expenses for phone utilities, things of that sort. Happy hour. I love happy hour. It's known if you watch my other videos. It's a good way if you want to eat out during the week or, whenever. I live in Philly, so there are a lot of options for happy hour. But, even at chain restaurants, wherever you are, just check out if they have a happy hour, late night happy hour, so you can still enjoy yourself, but you could do it within your budget. So this year I haven't really purchased any clothing. I've used clothes that I've already had and figured out how to style them a lot of different ways. Um, so that's been really helpful. If I was to purchase anything, it definitely would be secondhand thrifting. You save so much money and you help the environment. If no clothes ever were manufactured again, we would have more than enough clothing to go around. Just please, please try to secondhand. Like, shop for clothing. Like, there's really no need. Um, GoodRx is great for if you get any prescriptions or otherwise. You can actually get some things, which that's a whole nother story, but over the counter can be discounted with GoodRx. So definitely download GoodRx and see if anything that you need qualifies on there for cheaper. Returning things. So I know some people are like, oh, I just don't feel like making the effort, but it can really, really add up. It can really add up if you purchase something, especially online, and it wasn't what you expected it to be, and there are options for you to return it for free. Please just take that little bit of extra effort and get that money back in your pocket. So I have being good to others, karma/reciprocity. It comes in clutch when you're good to people and people actually return that favor, whether it be expected or unexpected. building community is a way to save money, because then you have people to support you. You can support them. It's beneficial in many ways. So I would definitely always keep that in mind. Friends, I'm a huge advocate for friends and socializing. So yeah. Another one, which might sound a little bit pretentious, but not being chronically insecure, it costs a lot to not like yourself. So that's easier said than done, but sometimes you just have to realize that the things and the forces out here that are making you feel shit or imperfect about things are just trying to get money out of your pocket. Like, they probably don't even believe that you look bad or something's wrong with you. They just know that they can profit off of you thinking that way. So out of spite, I'm kind of like always aware of that, and I'm just like, yeah, that's not going to work. I'm perfectly fine. Not saying I'm perfect, but I don't need that in that way. So back to the credit card element. If you do get a credit card, some of them have bonuses with their cash back. I remember one of my cards, there wasn't any interest for the first 15 months. And then if I spent a certain amount by that time, I got a $200 cash back bonus. And I think I just used that for my statement credit again. But that can be helpful. There are also checking accounts that you can open. If you have a certain amount deposited within a certain frame of time, you get a bonus kickback. But I feel like that's a bit more advanced if you're already in like good standing with things. And I don't know who's running by this video and what their capabilities are, but I thought I would mention that. Yeah. So this is definitely far out there, and I don't think it would be mentioned on any other list or many other lists talking about saving money. But because I work in the gerontological field, it's on my mind that it's good to have an advanced care directive or a living will, something of that sort. Just something that spells out what you would want if something with your health is to decline drastically. So things don't have to be up in the air. And yeah, medical fees can cost a lot, especially when people are unsure of what you want and what direction to go with things. So overall, I would advocate for making an advanced care directive of some sort. So this kind of is by force and not by choice, but I became this way anyway. I've moved a lot over the last 7, 8 years, so I've kind of become more minimalist because of that. I don't really have as many like knickknacks and little like tchotchke type things as I did before, even though I had some. But I'm kind of aware of that when I purchase things as well. I'm just like, if I move again or when I move again, this is one more thing I have to move. So if you're somebody who moves often because you rent or whatever reason, keep in mind that like moving fees are a lot of money, and the more stuff you have, the more expensive that's going to be. So yeah, maybe try minimalism. I'm trying to get more minimalist myself. Okay, I have two more, and then we're done. So restaurant or otherwise, any place that you shop at, check if they have rewards, text or emails that you can get, like promotional ones. Sometimes they're a little exhausting and you can change the frequency. I actually don't have my email set up for many things. I just don't like getting a bunch of emails, and I work off of my email and I don't need anything getting lost. But signing up for emails, yeah, there can be benefits to that. Birthday, everybody knows about like birthday free things, incentives, but it'll keep you aware of also a lot of deals that they're having during the year as well. So yeah. And the last thing is something that I just did recently. I made a budget spreadsheet. I'm not like going to be strictly updating it, but it is good to view how your money is moving around, because like I even brought up a point to my mom who loves clothes and shopping for clothes. Like, you think that it's just a little bit of money here and here that you're spending, but when you actually multiply that by each month, by 12 for a year and everything like that, you're like, damn, that actually was a lot of money. So just being able to physically, just being able to visually or whatever see how your money is set up may incline you to spend your money a little bit differently. And at 20 minutes, that's all I have to say. Hopefully these tips are helpful for somebody. I don't know, like I feel like that covered most of them. If I think of anything else, I might do a part two, or maybe I'll just update in the description. But check the description of this video. I'll try to include everything that I mentioned that could have something linked to it. And good luck on your financial freedom journeys, financial journey in general. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.